So today, we're going to be taking a review on our two race and rescue cars, our Copter and Morgan Martin. So, I was able to get those at a store. So I got Kathy out of Kohl's, and I got Morgan out of Macy's. So I'm ashamed that Morgan Martin's is not a deluxe because Mattel canceled the deluxe line in late 2022, and I got some bad news for Disney Cars fans. We are not going to have the deluxe line, and what's worse is the haulers will not have the package, and this is definitely going to be worse for the 2026 Mainline. This is definitely the worst Mainline this year. 2025 and 2026. So, however, here's Kathy's artwork. She looks happy. Same thing with her 2008 artwork from the World of Cars. There's her Race and There's the Race and Rescue logo. On the back, you can get Race and Rescue Sally, Morgan Martin's, which we'll review today. Rally Racer Jeff Corvette, which we'll review tomorrow. You can get Race and Rescue Red. Last video, if you want to check it out, there'll be a card right above. And you can get Race and Rescue Rally Racer Carol, which we'll review tomorrow as well for my Veterans Day special. Let's do Morgan Martin's. It's a shame that we will never get a deluxe as him, as the light of day. You can get Rally Racer Jeff Corvette, Racer Rescue Sally. The only car I need for the Race and Rescue Mainline to complete is Guido and the Luigi, which, however, they're being re-released for the 2026 Mainline, thankfully, and China variants. You can get Red and Jackson Storm. So without further ado, let's open these guys up. Oh, it's nice to see Morgan's artwork for the first time, but in Cars Tree for the 2017 Mainline, 8 years ago, we haven't seen Morgan Martin's never had an artwork for the 2017 Mainline with all of the Cars Tree characters as well. So let's go on to Kathy Copter. Screenshot of her original appearance, and they never appeared in the book, and which is funny enough. Here's her appearance in the Lost and Found scene, which she never appeared in that paint. She is one of those memorable helicopters that rescued Lightning McQueen before the tiebreaker race. Not in this paint job, but in her original paint job. This is the paint job that she rescued Lightning McQueen with her RSN Racing Sports Network paint job. So without further ado, let's review Kathy. And we're also getting a mini racer version of her next year, but she is in her Dynaco helicopter paint job, but it looks horrendous, by the way. Credit to someone for the photo, but it's definitely horrendous, like I said. But without further ado, let's start. Here she is, looks happy to see someone who's winning, like a good character like Lightning McQueen. Nice design. Nice spinning propeller. Race and rescue. Nice microphone. There's the lights. Made in Thailand. U28 week of 2025. Rescue. Race and rescue. Yellow and red stripes. Spinning propeller. Which I do not have plenty of those types of helicopters. I do not have any of those from the Planes movies, so I do have Ron Hoover, by the way, which will do a comparison along with the original Kathy, and the one from China, which is the only China variant I have. Nice blue hat, nice blue landing gear. She's smiling. Last time she got a re-release was in 2022, the original one from 2024. Last year. Not a good year because the Deluxe line got canceled. First time without the Deluxe line, so let's do a comparison with the China one. The only China one I have. This is actually the lenticular one with the moving eyes. The lenticular one is not showing the teeth. The China one is showing the teeth. The lenticular one does not have the red camera. So everything looks different. This is actually the China variant I only own. Let's get out the Thailand variant. So expressions look similar-ish. The landing gears look very different. Expressions are similar-ish. Kathy's is one of my least favorite die-casters because how peg-warmed she a lot. And how bland she is. But she's a nice character overall, nice helicopter or plane. Which Kathy copter is your favorite? Original, lenticular, or race and rescue? With a surprise race and rescue, but what is yours? Let's compare it to Ron Hoover. Oh wait. Ron Hoover is better in my opinion. There's her CRSN, nice design. I like Ron better. She was released first in Race Obama. I need the China one, by the way. So who do you prefer, Ron or Kathy? I prefer Ron in my opinion, but what is yours? Let's do Morgan Martins. So this is definitely a tough photo to find, but this is definitely a photo for now where McQueen crashed, a devastating crash. Definitely a heartbreaking crash at the beginning of Kari's Tree. Kari's Tree had a heartbreaking scene where McQueen crashed. when the racing staff had to rush when McQueen crashed and the race had to pause during the final lap. And when McQueen had to rush, when McQueen had to demand Guido to rush to change his tires before Jackson had to leave the pits early. In Cars 3, Los Angeles 500, when the next gens took over. There were some stock cars in the race. And after that, McQueen had to retire temporarily. So this is my first time reviewing Morgan Martins, and if anyone wants to suggest the original Morgan Martins, feel free to, or birthday requests. But without further ado, let's review the Race and Rescue Morgan Martins. This is definitely a horrible variation, but I needed this one to complete the 2025 Race and Rescue collection. So there's Rescue. It's a baby Morgan Martins. Race and Rescue, 2022 week of 2025. He's smiling. Rescue. Doors do not open. Rescue Squad Medic. The back is plastic. The mirrors are plastic. The eye is plastic. And she's actually a segmented, but she is... I'm surprised that she's turning out one of my favorite cars, thankfully. She's in my bottom 10, in the top 10 2025 cars. How unique she is, but she'll be in my top 2 if she was a deluxe. Nice lights, race Division 17. She'll be perfect for a Hot Wheels car, but let's compare her to Red. So Red is a Radiator Springs townie. Let's get out the original Morgan Martin. So I got her 2 years ago from International. The expressions are very different and bumpers are very different. Everything has changed with Morgan Martins, with him. Race Division 17 has changed the logos. The medics have changed. And he was very hard to find when the cars. He was a Super Chase, the original one. There's the same Rescue Squad medic. Designs have changed. The rims have changed. I actually like the Race and Rescue Morgan, not gonna lie. But I prefer the original Morgan Martins, not gonna lie. So which Morgan Martins do you prefer? Race and Rescue or the original Morgan Martins? Original Morgan Martins without a doubt. But let's get out the ambulances. Rescue Squad ambulance, which I do prefer more. But I have the back, I have the one that opens the door where you can close the door. Which is good. That one is kind of rare from the playset. Let's get out Dr. Damage. Dr. Damage is the worst scale. How Dr. Damage has the broken scale. get out. I don't know what's his name. I don't even remember his name, but there'll be a name in the screen in the video. That ambulance is so unique. Let's get out Dr. Feel Bad because they have the same size. Similar size. But Dr. Feel Bad will never get a re-release. All those ambulances, I bet that Dr. Damage will be a baby. Single. Without a doubt. This is actually a factory custom, you can tell. So which ambulance do you prefer? The name on the screen, Morgan Martin's Rescue Squad Ambulance, Race and Rescue Morgan Martin's, Dr. Damage, or Dr. Feel Bad? Tough one, but Dr. Feel Bad, but what is yours? Let's get out the Race and Rescue Crew. Sheriff. My favorite. Red. Race and Rescue McQueen Dirt Track. Metal. Race and Rescue McQueen. Adam Rodriguez. Mater. And Sarge. The worst Race and Rescue paint job. Now I just need Sally, which I need to review along with Luigi and Guido. So here is what we have so far. Let me know which one is your favorite. My favorite is Sheriff, but my least favorite is Sarge. But it's gonna change until I get Luigi and Guido. After I review Luigi and Guido along with Sally. I still wish Morgan Martins and Red Bull Deluxes, but that would be amazing. And that'll do it for this double review for Race and Rescue Kathy Copter along with Morgan Martins. I hope they enjoyed this review, and this was definitely a great idea to do. And let me know in the comment section below. Which one is your favorite? Kathy Copter or Morgan Martins? To be honest, Morgan Martins, but what is yours? And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.